Oh my goodness. Georgette, what did you do to get timed out? I hope you didn't get timed out because you were like here or something, or something, or something. Let's see. Now, it says wait. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. There we go. Oh my God, why is my phone freaking out? Okay, there we go. Ay. It's been a day. It's been a flippin' day. Let me move my mirror so you don't see my whole. Why did you get timed out of Susan's? I hope it had nothing to do with me. Why did you get timed out of Susan's? Today's just a weird freaking day. Someone's been I don't know if you can hear that, but hey, Mr. Pork, someone's been mowing their lawn. Honest to freaking God, for like 15 hours. Like, I kid you, I shit you not. That's the day I've had. I shit you not. It's the freaking day I've had. I was just going to do something real quick, and now I can't remember what it was. Can't remember what it was. But, hey, Peaches. Hey, Doozy. So, you gave an opinion. Georgette, do you not know that opinions, did you not see? I even had it as the trailer for this video. Opinions are going to be illegal soon. You cannot have opinions. Doozy, did you see the trailer? Did you make it here in time to see the trailer? I think that's the trailer that I put. That opinions are going to be illegal soon. You can't have an opinion. What the fuck you think you're doing, girl? Oh, I hope that wasn't in the first. You're not allowed to say the F word within the first certain time period. Yes, you are not allowed to have opinions. That is bad. No opinions on YouTube. Jesus, what's wrong with you people thinking you can have opinions? This is why, honest to God, I need a nail clipper. I'm really liking this whole Patreon thing. So if you don't know, like I didn't go live for like 7 months, and oh, holy crap, didn't get the memo. I mean, I would have went on there. All I heard was, here we go, Georgette, for fuck's sake. Oh God. I remember one time, this was, I don't know if you guys like know, like have ever gone to like past videos of mine, but I did this video. This was like May of 2022. This was a long time ago. And I did this video, and it was about Molly Golightly and like her panel. Because at the time, it would be like her, and she had like these like 4 or 5 girls who were like always on her panel. And it was just funny. Because all they would do would be like sit there and rip on people. So it was just like, so I just roasted the whole like idea of what they were doing. Well, one person decided, well, first they loved it. First they said they loved it. And I have a video on my channel saying they loved it. And then all of a sudden they hated it. And I was, and because I was making fun of their disability. I was making fun of their disabilities. I don't know why I was making fun of disabilities, but somehow it went from being like a really funny story to like I was an asshole for making fun of her disability. But anyway, somewhere in the mix, she said that I made fun of Susan, which she wasn't even in it. So anyway, Susan believed her, because of course most people on YouTube believe things without ever looking it up. So anyway, I remember listening in one time, and Susan was really mad at me because she thought it was true. And she was like, I'll box your ear off, you fucking blonde. I mean, like in her thick accent. And it was actually hilarious. And, like after that, Susan realized that like it was a lie and I didn't actually say anything about it. But like, I just remember listening to this. I tuned into it in the car and she's like, "You fucking skinny ass blonde, now box your head off. Yeah, fucking blonde, yeah, fucking American," in her thick accent, which I'm not even doing it right. But it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny to hear. And then, of course, she realized that it was all a lie and I didn't actually say anything about her. Go figure. Go figure that someone told someone a lie on YouTube and they believed it without ever looking it up at all. But anyway, hey, Lindsay. It wasn't a bad impression. See, for me to do a good impression of like an accent, I need someone to say something in that accent, and then I can like go with it. I put it in Discord. I put it in Discord that I was live. I put it in Twitter that I was live. I put it in Facebook. See, here's like I got my thing. I got Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, comments, and Discord. I put that I was live in all 5 of those. So if you didn't know, then you just got home. And that's why you didn't know. She said she was going, yeah, she was like, "I'll rip your extension." Wait, see, someone needs to say something in a thick Irish accent. Well, you can't because you're freaking not really there. I can't hear you. But anyway, Georgette got timed out, Lindsay, because she had an opinion. Go figure, opinions are bad. But she was like, oh, I need to listen to like I just the biggest thing I remember was like, "I'll box your head off. I'll box your head off. You dumb blonde. I'll rip your extensions out of your head and box your ears off and your head off, and you and your fat ass." I think I had a fat ass. I think she said I had a fat ass. And I was like, I don't. Like, if any, like, I don't have, like, I was like, there were a lot of things you could say about me, but fat ass really isn't, like, proper, you say a lot of things, but saying I have a fat ass isn't really going to work. But anyway, it was hilarious. It was hilarious just listening to it. So anyway, Georgette, moral of the story today, no opinions for you. I hope you learned that. I used to really do a spiel before I did lives, like 7 months ago when before. But yeah, and I used to I wouldn't say hi to people. I said I wouldn't say hi to people because it took too much time. But then I would go into the spiel and I would say, this is an open forum. You can say anything you want as long as you're not like racist or transphobic or unless you say something really out of line, say whatever you want, whatever. I didn't even have mods the first 5 lives that I did, but I totally believe in opinions, believe it or not. I was the captain of the debate team, mind you. But I think that's how we learn, by having opinions. Like, one person believes one thing and someone says, "No, I don't." And then you talk about it. And sometimes you learn something and sometimes you realize what you believed, you don't really. Imagine if we all thought the same things all the time. What a boring life that would be. And imagine if we were all made to think the same thing about everything all the time. It would be like the Bay of Pigs. Did anyone ever learn about the Bay of Pigs in high school? That was a bad freaking idea. And I remember learning about the Bay of Pigs, and the moral of the story was, all of these people were sitting around and nobody wanted to tell the other one, that's a really bad idea. And so that was the Bay of Pigs. That's the best story to tell of how people just kind of yesed each other. They all yes-mend each other. Was saying if you're going to talk about creators, you have to expect them to clap back when they come live. Yeah. I mean, of course. I mean, that happens in real life. If, like my ex house guest, if anyone remembers my ex house guest, like she says something about me. Next time I see her, I'm going to say something about her. You were timed out forever. I didn't even know you could be timed out forever. I guess you just get blocked forever. Can my husband said it was going to rain today. I didn't know you could get, hold on, I'm just turning my heater on here. A little heater down here. I didn't know you could actually be like timed out forever. I mean, I guess you just get like, I don't know. Honestly, for 7 months, I didn't come on YouTube. I didn't look on YouTube. I didn't pay attention to YouTube. Nothing. Didn't look up recipes on YouTube. Nothing. And I come back and it's like, what? The craziness even went crazier while I was gone. It's like, I mean, I don't know how this happens. Maybe just today, but my feelings are not hurt. Well, your feelings should not be hurt because you just got timed out by a complete stranger who has never met you and you will never meet, and who you really have no idea who she is, and she really has no idea who you are. So, I mean, it's like you got timed out by the mailman. Ooh. You got timed out by like the person who cleans your neighbor's pool. Like, would you get butthurt by that? No, because you're like, I don't know my freaking neighbor's pool boy. So I mean, but you don't. I mean, no, like nobody deserves to be treated the way people are treated on YouTube. That's the thing. That's the thing. We would never treat people the way we treat people in real life, because what would happen? You get socked you get boxed your ear off. Someone comes up to you and says that to you in real life, you get smacked down. Like, you get beat. Something happens. Like, suddenly you get cat shit left all over your life. I don't know. Things happen. Like, you do things to people in real life, real things happen. You say things on YouTube, you think like, I'm here in my little, I'm in my little metal shack here, It's 66 degrees in Pittsburgh. Wow, it's 59 degrees here. It's actually quite cold here. But mainly because I think it's windy. It's actually, if I like go out on my phone, it's actually beautiful outside. It's beautiful outside, but it's cold as shit. But it was supposed to rain all day today, and it hasn't rained at all. Like last night, I had my boots on. I was walking around, making sure like there was a chainsaw outside. I had to bring it. I live in the country, so like like sometimes like I joke, like we decided to turn our garage into like a gym, like part garage, but part like no cars go in there, but it's like the tools are in there, and we have a gym in there. So we bought like sheds, matching sheds, that are like, and they're real sheds. They're like metal sheds, those shitty sheds, and to put all the caustic stuff in there, because poor Sam, if anyone remembers Sam, he almost died because he got into some chlorine tablets or something. But what the fuck was the point of my story of the sheds? Oh, things can sometimes get a little ghetto in the country, because you get these metal shed, like you can oh, I got these metal sheds and there was just a chainsaw. Things can get a little ghetto in the country sometimes, I think. But it's not. It's freezing outside. It's really cold. That's why I actually have a coat on. I mean, I have a heater down there, but I have a coat on too. My kids are going to be home in an hour, so I was going to do get ready with me so I can actually look decent for when they come home. But I'm sorry that happened to you. You shouldn't have been timed out for having an opinion. especially in opinion. Amy, hey, do you get your eyebrows? Do you do them? I do them myself, actually. I had a really bad experience once where so when I was in college, before I graduated from college, I was going to medical school, and I had really long bleach. I mean, this was like the early 90s, and so I had really long bleach blonde hair. So I looked like a dumb blonde, and I was really smart, but I looked like a dumb blonde, right? So I was like, well, and it was the early 90s, so it was like almost like the still mullet, big. So I was like, I'm going to get my hair cut shorter. So when I go to medical school and stuff like that, like I don't look like a dumb blonde. So I told her, I said, I just want like kind of like, not bangs, but maybe a little layers here. Cause I didn't want it like butt straight. I just wanted like a little layers. And I told her, hey, Jules, how are you? And I told her, I said, no, I don't want my hair any shorter than nipple length. You can't, but no shorter than nipple length. Okay. It's pretty obvious where my nips are. Okay. Bitch cut my hair to like here. And I don't know what she did, but she cut these like ears. I mean, like they weren't layered. I think I was the first person she ever cut hair on. But basically, I just had like these like two, like I looked like Princess Leia. I had like two little donuts right here, basically. And my hair was like this. So I had this like thing about I don't want people touching me, like, because I'm scared they're gonna. And then the second time I got my hair cut, my hair was really long, and I did the same thing, and she cut my hair short. So then I said, you know what? I'm not gonna let people touch my hair. Not gonna, like, I'm gonna just learn to do it all myself, and I'm gonna do it all myself. And and that's how it turns out. So it doesn't look good, too bad, but I'm scared. I like seriously have PSTD about people like touching, like, I mean, a massage, obviously. I'm not going to give my own massage, but like my hair, my eyelashes, like I'll do it myself because I had two bad experience. Like, no, don't touch me. Don't touch me. I've had my hair cut into a bob. I can't wait for it to grow a little bit more. Wow. It takes a long time for hair to grow. Wait, what did you guys say about karma? I kind of missed it. You guys were talking and God forbid, I was talking. People are ugly and mean. I'm just waiting for, you know what? One thing that I love Amy's name. It's like, Amy, see you later. Like, that's like a great name. I kind of learned once when I was younger that good things happen to good people. I mean, sometimes bad things happen to good people, but for the most part, if you're a good person, things will turn out okay for you. Like it just does. And it might take 20 years. But, if you're just a good person and you just do good things and you're just nice to other people, generally good things happen back, I found. I mean, like I'm a pretty good person, I think. I don't, I try to be nice to people. Like, hey, Jenny. So, Jenny, I always call you Jenny because your name is right there. It's Jenny. So I call you your cat's name all the time. So I'm just going to call you your cat's name. Did I tell you? So my whole family does that. Like my grandmother, she started it. Like she'll call people like everybody else's name before she calls you. Like she'll be like David, John, Loretta, Pooh Bear. Well, she'll name 5 names before she gets to you. And my mom does it, and now I do it. And I'll even call I'll go to call my husband, and I'll call cats names. I'll be like Taz, Rasputin, like. So, don't be offended if I call you a cat. it's a sign of love. But it is your nanny used to go, yeah, like she would go to college. She had 3 kids. My grandfather was one of 13. My grandmother was one of 10, but they were both born in Italy. They were from Italy. They both came over on the boat. So they were like Italians. They came over on the boat. And my mom was the first person born. Well, there were 3 of them, but they were the first generation born in America. But yeah, so imagine that going through like all 13 before you get to the right one. But yeah, she'd go through everyone. But I do that too, and I'll even go through like the cats. I'll go through cats before I get to, it's just crazy. Anyway, I mean, I would blame it on the fact that like I was in a coma and I did like not have oxygen. I did actually die, and so I could blame it on like, oh, I have brain damage. But I did a long time before then. I've been doing it my whole life. Actually, it's just a thing that we do. But I think that if you are a good person and you do good things, I mean, granted, we all fuck up every once in a while. Nobody's perfect, but except for me, of course. I'm just kidding. But I mean, if you try and do the right thing most of the time, I just think things are like, I found in my life, like I'm one of those people who I don't regret anything. I'm not a regretter. Not a regretter, is that a word? Like I don't regret anything because everything that happens in my life, well, I always want to move over here to this one. Everything that's happened in my life, I've learned from. And as long as you learn from the things that have happened in your life, then I think there's a point to them and they're worth it. Like even the bad stuff. Like I've learned even the bad things, I've learned something from that. So there was a point to it. There was a point to that happening. Even though it was shitty, there was a point to it because I learned something. And everything that happened to me got me to here and got me to be who I am right now. And I kind of like it. Took me 50 years to get here, but well, I'm waiting for good heart to be rewarded. You met me. Isn't that a good reward? Isn't meeting me a good reward? But I mean, I think we all, there's always going to be one asshole somewhere. And you're always going to meet the asshole somehow. But you got to be careful. Like, I remember I had a friend who was like, they got broken up with, and they're like, I'm never going to love again. And I'm like, but if you never love, like, think of all you'll miss out on. Like, granted, if you love, you might get hurt, but then you'll also never find love. You know what I mean? You gotta have the good with the bad, and like if you never knew the bad, then how would you know how good the good is? If that makes any sense, Hey, just Dawn. Like, so you do have to go through all those experiences in third person. Yeah, like, I mean, I was engaged 5 times. And I've been married twice. And, so it took me many times to get it right. Well, it only took me twice to get it right. But, I mean, imagine if we all married the first person we like with. Imagine that. But I do think that it is hard. Like, I know, for me, I used to be one of those people who I trusted everybody until you made me not trust you. I trusted you until you made me not. And now I think I'm a little more like, I'm not going to trust you until you show me that I should. You ended up marrying your first boyfriend? Well, Are you still? I don't think you're still married to him. Are you? Are you still? I don't think you're still married to him. I think I've heard this story, and I don't think you're still married to him. Yeah, my heart has been broken, so I don't trust very easily. You know, I find it hard to trust. Yeah, um I find it hard to trust too. I mean, hey, has anybody seen my track record on YouTube? I mean, I don't like. I have like I could count on less than one hand the number of people who I'm still friends with, who I started out. I have had so many shit experiences with women on YouTube. I mean, my God, if you've known me, like doozy, it's been a doozy. But you probably don't know because you haven't known me the whole time. But like Lindsay, whoa, she knows the whole story. She's been. I've had some real doozies of women that I've met on YouTube, and like my first best friend ended up like doxing me, but to the point that actually was behind a channel being created that like the name of the channel was like my first full legal name, like as QUEENOG, and then there was one video, and the title of the video had me and my husband's full legal name, and then yeah, that one. And then in the description, it had like our full address. And in the thumbnail, it had the picture of our kids' pictures. And they were, I think, the time of the pictures, they were like 3 and 5. I mean, and it was just, and they were being harmed in the video. So it was just like, hey, any pedos want a 3 and 5-year-old? Because here's their name, their parents' names, their address. I mean, it was bad. It was so bad that before I got a chance to see it, YouTube like shut down the channel. Like it was that bad, and legal like contacted me. Like, how often does YouTube find something and contact you first? Wait, I saw. Hold on, I gotta roll it here. How? I was going to. Yeah, I want to. Well, I'm gonna put. I need to find the pic. I'll put the pic. Well, why don't I try and do it right now while I'm talking? Let me try. I'm gonna show. Well, actually, why don't I try and show? Hold on. I'm trying to think while I speak, and this, and clearly it's not going very well for me. If you can't tell. Okay. Let me finish my story, and then I'm gonna put the cat picture up, and I'm gonna put it on my community wall. That's what I'm going to do. But let me finish what I was saying, because if I don't, I'll never remember it. Because God forbid I get it. I do this too with my kids. They'll ask me like, Mom, can you make me this? And I'll say yes. And then if I don't do it right then and there, it'll never happen. But you don't seem to be able to get on anyway. Well, we'll get you on panel later. We'll get you on panel later. We'll do it after I spiel for a while. Then you can come up and spiel, and then and then while you're spieling, then I'll find the picture and put up. But I gotta find the picture without like, see the first picture. She sends me a picture of her cat laying on all this paperwork, which really didn't have any information on it. But anyway, I got in so much trouble for that. Oh my God. Because the story was that I somehow stole the picture from her with her information and purposefully put it up with her information to dox her. So now I was a bully and a doxer. And I'm like, she gave me the picture to put it up, and I didn't really look that closely to see the words on it. And it was so stupid. I mean, yeah, remember when that happened? I was like, what? And then I looked at it and I was like, oh, yeah. The cat's laying on like was laying on some nail or something. And you couldn't really see anything. And I was like, oh. But then, and I was like, I didn't steal the picture. Like, she gave it to me and asked me to put it up, and I did. Like weirdos. But yes, it is hard to trust. And if anyone knows my track record, so yeah, so this person, um, she totally, and I didn't know any of this at the time. I didn't know it was her at the time. So like, and it was funny, and I kind of figured it out because I didn't say anything for like 3 weeks because I was like, whatever, big deal. Like unless you come here and try and hurt me, there's really nothing you can do to me. And I have more subscribers than people that live in this town, and the property is fully cambered. And if you don't live here, you're going to stick out like a sore thumb, and someone's going to see you and contact me. Because as soon as I got doxxed, I mean, I told the school, the grocery person, the mailman. So like everyone in town would, if they saw weirdos, would be like, I think those, weirdos are here. And, and then the camera would see them. So, so I was not really like afraid or anything. So I knew when like 3 weeks later, I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a live and I'm going to show everything. And I'm going to just like, be like, here's what happened. Someone tried to dox me. And here's the emails that they sent me, and like redact my information. But I'm like, I'm gonna flip the script. And I'm going to go after them. I'm going to flip. And she was like, what? No, you should be quiet. You should lay low for a while. And I was like, oh, really? Should I? And I was like, no, I think I should flip the script. And I should just be like, hey, someone tried to dox me. And here's this email. And here's it. And da-da-da. And she was like, no, don't do it. And then I was like, oh, you're so fucking busted. Hey, Rosie. Did I miss anyone while I was spieling? But that's when I kind of knew that something was up. One of the first friends you had. Oh yeah, like that. And she used her daughter. She used her daughter. I remember her daughter emailed me and was like, my mom is so sorry. And blah, blah, blah. Hey, KK. And she was like, and she's so sorry and blah, blah. And I knew that she was probably just saying what she was saying to get close to me, or for me to respond and then her to somehow get something from my email, to try and So I was like, I didn't even respond to it because I'm like, I'm certainly not doing something where you're probably going to get my IP address or something, even though I have like 2 VPNs and all this stuff. But I mean, my God, like to use your daughter. I remember her daughter was like, my mom is so sad, and I was like, to use your daughter like that. And her daughter made a clip channel of me. Yeah, there were all these clip channels of me. My boobs had their own channel, actually. Remember that? Queen of the Bad Boob Job OG? My boobs had their own channel for a while. I wonder if it's still around. Oh my God. Yeah. Well, Jules, it's funny because she was telling me about this, and so we're talking about a person who tried to hurt herself. And I am right, and as she's telling me the story, I said, she sent me her medical records once, and she has, borderline personality disorder, and one of the keys, the key things that those people do is, they'll like say they're going to do it, but they won't, or they'll write a letter, but they won't do it, but they do it for attention. You know, they don't really go through with it. They usually do it for attention. And then she's like, no, she really did it. But then as she told the story, I was like, oh, I don't think she really meant to go so far as to end up in the hospital. She did it because she did it to get the boyfriend's sympathy and get the boyfriend back. I don't think she realized she was going to go so far as to end up in the hospital. So once she told me the story, I was like, oh yeah, exactly. Like that was not done like I really want to. I got to try and look not like a bag of poop. My kids are going to be home in a little while. I'm going to try and put some something on my face so I don't look like. But yeah, I mean, Lynn, I don't even know why you still talk to that girl. I mean, because you have a good heart and you're a good person, but I mean, she's just a whole box of rocks. I hadn't heard any. Well, do you got? Yeah, I mean, it's like you're not really. You're more doing it for attention than to actually, Most people who are actually gonna do it just go and do it. They don't like tell the whole world, Yeah, like, well, her boyfriend got in a fight, and she knows what. I don't know. I mean, I feel horrible for you that you had to go through that. Remember when Harper came on my panel and said she was going to do that? Like in the middle of my panel, she starts in and she's like, I didn't let her up. She was just in chat, I think. But she said something like, next time, why don't you let me up there and then I'll do that, and so all your channel watchers can get what they want. And I was like, did you just threaten to harm I was like, do you know what that does to me? Like now I'm, because that's the thing. You're not thinking, girl. Like you just said you were going to do that. You were going to harm yourself. So if I call, help for you and you're faking it, then I'm like the asshole creating drama. But if you are going to do it and I don't do anything, then am I responsible for you? I was like, you don't do that to someone. You don't just go on someone's channel and, threaten to hurt yourself because, I mean, it was so messed up. It was so messed up. And I think I called her out on it pretty harshly. I believe. I think I was kind of harsh. But I was just like, you don't do that. You don't do that. Like that's not okay to do at all. And if you need, and I was like, I'm not responsible for you. So if you need help, you go get help right now. But that's not my responsibility. So if you think I'm going to stop my live and go shut everything down, and my mods did put like the number, like if you need help, blah, 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 if you're triggered, in the chat, which was awesome, like, so that information was in the chat. But I was like, if you think I'm going to stop my life, and it's not because I don't care, it's because I know you're playing me, because I've been friends with you for long enough that I know that you're playing me and I'm not falling, but I was mad. I was like, that is selfish. That is a selfish thing to do to someone, because if she doesn't do it, and if she does do it, it's like, oh, that just made me so mad. And like, I remember the next day, like even Purple was standing up for me. I was like, dang, something's wrong when that happens. But I think I remember my first live. Michelle Sabat tried to come up on my panel, and I was like, "You are a selfish bitch, girl." I was like, "I don't have any mods. It's my first live, and you're gonna come up and try and derail it and just." I was like, that's a selfish bitch right there. Remember that, Michelle? Oh my God. Oh, there you are. Okay. Colleen's back. You're going to have to rewind that one, girl. But I mean, it's like how many people have done that to me? I mean, I've had, I don't know. I should write on a board. Like, how many people have said they're going to harm themselves on me? How many people have totally, like, doxed me? How many people have just, like, left me? I mean, my God. I just have, like, the worst track record. Yeah. She, like, well, so Justin was in chat, and she came in chat. And, I'm like, it's kind of, it's sometimes a little hard for me because, I want to stay a channel. Yeah. Little chickadee. Oh, don't start me with chickadee. Don't you start me. I'll get to that in a minute. But I remember, shit, what was I going to say? Oh, so they were both in chat. And, like, I want to stay, like, opinion-free zone, Like, I don't want to just, because as soon as she came in, like, I had all these people being like, kick her out. Can I kick her out? And I was like, no, I can't stay true to me and just kick her out. Like, she has to do something for me to kick her out. You know what I mean? Like, if I just kick her out for being her, then I'm just like everyone else who's just kicking people for being them, God, this heater, like, it's hot and it's cold. And so I was like, I can't. And, everyone was like, kick her out. And I was like, I can't. I was like, so I told her, I said, Michelle, if I was like, you're doing good, but I'm just going to tell you right now, like, if you go to the dark side, you're out. And then she did one thing. And I said, all right, that's your one chance. You do one more thing, you're out. And then she did one more thing. And I was like, you're done. And so she got blocked. And so then she shows up in my backstage, which, I can see her back there, but no one else can. And I see her and she's like this, and she's like, and she's like, making these signs like, I won't do anything bad, I promise, And I was like, no. Absolutely not. I was like, I know exactly what you're going to do. You're going to get up here and you're going to derail my live. And it's like my first live. And you are a selfish bitch to do that. I was pissed. So it was like my first live and I had no idea what I was doing. And I think I might have had you and Chickadee as mods. I might not even have had any. I don't even remember. But I mean, like, that happened, the Harper thing. God, I've had a lot of things happen. But I think the best was, and I remember I didn't watch it for like 3 months because I was kind of scared to. But I remember I was, and Buckeye made me do this one. There's another one. They were all on panel and she was talking shit about me and she's like, go up there and like say something. And I was like, God. So then I'm like, all right, so I'll go up there and say something. And it was like and Jules actually had it, and it was up for like 3 months before I watched it, because I'm not a yeller, I'm not a screamer. I mean, I'm Italian, it takes a lot to get me mad. But it was like the Brady Bunch. It was like there was like 9 of us, and I was in the bottom corner, and I got out, I was like, what do you have to say to me? And she's like, I'm like, what do you have to say to me? And I'm like, I'm sick of your shit. And it actually is pretty fantastic, because it was someone's live channel who everybody hated me. So the whole channel hated me. The chat hated me. All other 8 people on panel hated me. But when you look at it, the whole chat's suddenly on my side, and you hear me over everyone else. And I held my own over all of them. And I just remember the part where everybody knows that Hopi was behind everything. And everyone was like, whoa. I gave 0 fucks. I was like, you know what? At that point, I had been doxxed. I'd seen a video of my kids being hurt. I was like, I was done. And I was just like, you're up there lying about me again. And I think it was like 10 o'clock at night. I was tired. I was done. And I was like, I just remember what do you have to say to me? What do you have to say to me? And she's like, dear God, ha ha ha, it's so funny. And I'm like, oh my God, I gotta pee really bad. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go pee. I think I'm gonna try and turn those lights off. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I have to go upstairs to go pee, and I'm looking for my other pair of shoes that I want, and they're not up there. They're just little flip-flops that I have around, and I can't find them anywhere. And so I'm like, how am I gonna pee when I can't find my flip-flops that I want to wear? God damn it. Oh, they're my flip-flops. Okay. All right, hold on. I'll be back. Sam, do you see me? I was gonna try and get Sam up here because I made it so he could go through the window. Sam, do you see me? I can't tell if I can see him. Well, here's my soda that I had. Sam, I put him up on the windows. I don't. Damn it! I was trying to get him to come. Anyway, I washed my hands. Sam, I can't tell if you're over there. I put him by the windowsill. But anyway, that was did you see Hopi left a message? No, I didn't. I did not. What did, well, there was that the one that Lynn, you were telling me that it wasn't her? Because she's been, well, that's why I always mute, in case I like fart or something, or like, if someone yells while I'm like, I don't know. Was it really her? But I did wash my hands. Was it really her? Because she's come in to like chats like several times, but it not really being her. So like, I mean, you never know. I mean, she is around. I know, because she did what the way. Well, our friendship started breaking up when I realized I got hair. When I got hair on my when I got like a hair. When I said, I'm gonna flip the script and I'm not gonna just be quiet. Yeah, she went to that. She also used to go to that chick's. She modded for that chick, that the one where when she kicked Justin and I out. But you never know. I mean, who knows? I don't give a shit. But I remember, like, once I did that, and I could just tell by her voice, because I think the goal was to shut me up, to shut me down, like, because I was growing really fast at that point. And because after that, her and a few other people like went. Is Science Girl? Does she still have a channel? That's a random question, I know, but they her and a couple other people went from channel to channel to channel with this whole narrative how I was a bully, when I came here as an anti-bullying creator. And I came here because Bullhorn Betty was suing Crude AF. Because I looked up like at Science Girl and like nothing comes up. But anyway, so that was one of the channels that her and this other person went on, and they're like, oh yeah, and they had this whole narrative how like, like I had this like when I first started, I was on Twitter, and I just had these stupid little like dumb little roasty little memes that I would do. And I mean, they were so stupid, but they're like, oh, she has this whole like website stalking her and stuff, and it's like Burnt Toast reviewed that website, and there's a video of Burnt Toast like laughing about it. Like, no, it was not a like going after. It was so stupid. Oh, okay, all right. Well, maybe I spelled it wrong, but anyway, so once I knew that, I knew, she was behind it, because I think they wanted to shut me up. And what am I doing? I'm going to put something on my face so I look decent when my kids come home. So what am I doing? And so I knew when she was just like, no, you should lay low. I think you should just lay low, like take like 3 weeks. And I was like, no, I'm going live tomorrow. And I'm, and I could just hear it. And so I knew. So then I like started like feeding her. My grandfather, so I'm Italian, right? So my grandfather used to always, he called them tell nuggets. You tell someone a little nugget of information and you see where it goes. And so then you can tell, if they're dirty or not by where that little nugget goes. I didn't really know her, but knew enough to sense it. You know what? I haven't talked to him since I've been back, because I lost my Google phone number. So I have, and he never checks his email. So I have to like I just got my Google phone number back. So no, I will Google him. But anyway, yeah, she went out. So she had this live. So I knew she was dirty at this certain point, and I was like, so things were going downhill at that point. And she was trying to make me sound like I was crazy, and I was like, no, it's the other way around and stuff. So things were just kind of like tapering off and stuff. And, it got to the point where I was like, I like kind of need you to be there for me. And she wasn't. And so I was like, I'm done with you. Like, I need a break from our friendship. So I was like, I'm done. So she went live, and she did a live with the chick who was suing Dolly, who ended up losing. And so she was doing this live. And so I went on, and I just, typed in the comments like, hi, everybody. And, of course, go in, and then everyone's like, hi, 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 hi. There's all these highs. And it was around Halloween. So someone said something about Justin and I being Barbie, Ken and Barbie. And you can just see in her face. First, you can see that somebody texts her that we're talking in her chat. And you can just see her getting madder and madder and madder. And then all once she like blows up at us that we're like, disrespectful to victims, and and she like unmodded us and blocked it, and like pretty much like this poor chick who had was the victim there. She's like in the middle of telling her story, and you see her telling her story, and you see like, I hope you just like texting this other person, like not even paying attention to our guest. Like if we were rude because we like said a few comments in the chat, like, I mean, hello, like that was way ruder. And then in the middle of her story, she just like breaks loose and starts yelling at us. I mean, like on a scale of 1 to 10, if we were like a 3, she was like a 20 as far as being rude to your guests. My grandmother was Italian. She passed away when I was young, but I remember her a lot. Yeah. Italian women are interesting people. Good Creator knows that people talk to each other in their chat. Yeah, I mean, and we weren't. And the funniest thing was, I had just said, why don't we take this offline? I don't want to overrun the chat and be disrespectful. Like, I had just said that. I was like, Justin, why don't we talk about this offline? I don't want to, like, this is kind of getting overwhelming in the chat, and I don't want to be disrespectful. I had just said that. And then she, like, loses her cookies. And this poor girl is still trying to tell her story. And you can hear the poor girl. Like, the poor girl is like, she's like, and then she's like, how dare you guys you guys are so disrespectful. And then he stole my, she's still like trying to get in and tell her story. And like, she's like yelling at us and stuff. And yeah, we were talking about an ascot, because I said, you should wear an ascot if you're going to be Ken. And then someone said, what's an ascot? And like, and I was like, it's like the tie thingy that people wear. And it really was no big deal. I mean, it really was no big deal. It was like, 10 or so chats back and forth about it. And I literally said, let's take this offline. I don't want it. And it wouldn't have been so bad if I hadn't had said that, but I had just said that. And she just lost her cookies, screamed bloody murder at us, interrupted her poor guest, and ended the whole thing. Ended the whole thing on this poor girl. This poor girl. This is this poor victim's time to speak. And she's just stopped her in the middle of it, cut her off, to yell at us, and so then afterwards, like, Justin and I were just like, holy shit, what was that? So he goes on his channel, Clutch the Pearls, and then I come on, and we're just like, whoa, what was that? Like, what just happened to us? Like, we were talking about an ascot 1 minute, and the next, and he's like, I don't think I've ever been like unmodded and yelled at. Like, we were both kind of like in shock that just happened, because the punishment didn't fit the crime. Let's just say that. then she goes on to Justin's, and she just keeps screaming. And we're like, can you stop screaming at us? Or I'm like, please stop screaming at us. And Justin's like, please stop screaming at us. Like, if we were disrespectful, we apologize. That wasn't our intent. We're sorry, you know? And so I think like, and she was cutting out, and I was cutting out. It was bad. It was bad. Always knew people could be bitchy, but I've never seen it. Oh my God. It was bad. And the thing was when we were talking before she got on, we were just like, I think there was more to that than that, because no one gets that upset over people talking about an ascot, you know, like something more was going on, which something more was going on, which was that she was behind me getting doxxed, and it was all falling apart and blah, 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 and all this other stuff. So yeah, he was mortified. I was mortified. You know, I was like a new creator. It's like, you know, I started in February. This was like October. I was like, I don't want people to know me. Like I am a victim too, believe it or not. You know, so like it was really horrible. And so then she went on this like tour where like she and some other people would go like from big creator to big creator and tell this story of, you know, this person who like first went after Bullhorn Betty and like turned everything that I did into something that it wasn't, and like had this narrative that, I mean, like, Colleen, you heard it and you believed it. I mean, the way we met was she put a chat in one of my videos and was like, how could you be so mean, and why are you such a like, and yelled at me because she believed, you know, in the narrative. And I was like, you know what? That's fine. Why don't you go look through my videos? Just go look and make your own opinion up. I'm not going to tell you anything. You just go look and decide for yourself. You know, because the narrative was I'm like, go find a video of mine about this, because there isn't one at all. She was always trying to get with Dolly just before it. Oh yeah, and then there were pictures of her that she had sent, and they came out, and she got really mad, and she thought it was me. The first thing she did was she thought it was me, and I was like, why is everything me? Like everything, just suddenly everything was me, you know. And then of course, like once things died down, then she gave other people all my information, you know, because now she had, you know, she had all my information. So then she gave my information to all these other people. So then I had this whole group of other people who were all like, we have all your information and we have your address and blah, 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 blah. And, blah, blah. And oh my God, yeah, it got really bad. It got really bad there for a while. And then I don't know why it was actually B. B who was trying to get with V was the one. Yeah, V was the one who gave the photo out, I think is what you're saying. Yeah, I'm like, I didn't even know you then. Like, I didn't even know you then. Like, how would I have this photo of you? I didn't even know you then. Like, and I don't care. And the funniest thing was the moment that like we stopped being friends, like anyone who we were mutual friends with, I kind of like Chickadee was my first mod, right? And so Chickadee, we talked, and she was like, you know what? I just think that I shouldn't be a part of any of this, and I'm not going to mod for anyone, and blah, blah, blah. And next thing I see, she's modding for Hogan. Like, she's, you know, I was like, oh, you can't mod for anyone now. Like, you just want to stay out of everything, but you're going to go over there. And like, okay. Like, there were several people who were like that, who were just like, you know, I just want to stay out of all this. And then I was like, oh, okay. I see it. You look so young. Wish I could look that good. Yes, darling, I remember. Decided for myself. I'm 51. My birthday is Christmas Eve, and I just turned 51. So thank you very much. And unlike the stories that you've probably heard, I have not had all sorts of plastic surgery. I remember that was one thing. I remember when certain people held up a picture of me. There was this picture of me in the snow, and I think the glare kind of like made my face look white in the middle, so it like looked like, you know, this was all white, so like I almost looked like an alien, like my eyes were far apart or something. I don't know. It wasn't a good picture. And so these people were sitting there, and they're like, well, 4 days ago her eyes were not like this, and her lips were like this. And it's like, oh, I thought you never watched me, so how do you know like 4 days ago and 5 days ago and blah 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 blah. And so there were all these rumors that I had all this plastic surgery, and you know, I had my lips filled, and I had all my new cheeks and a chin, like, and I've had my boobs done. I got my boobs done because I was anorexic, and I went from like 130 to 92 pounds. And when I went back to normal weight, my butt came back, but my boobs didn't. So I bought myself some good boobies. That's the only thing I've had done. I did try fillers once, and I did get a shot of Botox right here once, and it did nothing. So anyway, so there were all these rumors about it until one day I came live, and I had a picture of me from when I was like 18. And I held up the picture next to me, and it's like, you can tell when. And I looked just the same, except I didn't have, you know, my baby fat, because that's what happens when you get old. You lose your collagen. Same eyes, same distance apart, you know, and it was like, and then suddenly all of the plastic surgery rumors just ended, because it was like, oopsie, guess she just proved us wrong. But man, yeah, I got like, because I do get readies with me, and I like I have eyelash extensions on, and I just put some foundation, some whatever you call it. But other than that, I don't have anything on my face right now. I mean, I don't, you know, so it's like I come on here without any makeup, and then I get like, oh, and then, you know, I have all this makeup on, like, it's like, okay, so am I too ugly, or am I too perfect, or which am I? Because it can't be both. Like, you know, and like, what would you do if someone held up a picture? I remember a certain someone just got really angry because I guess they put a filter on their picture, their little picture thingy there. And someone said, oh, you look like you had plastic surgery. And I love you to bits, girlfriend. And I am going to get to the cat, don't worry. And so I guess someone said, oh, did you have surgery? Because your little, you know, photo, whatever, I can't think of the word right now, you know, doesn't even look like you anymore. And she got so mad. So mad. And it's like, oh, how's it feel when someone makes fun of your looks and says you had plastic surgery and all this stuff when you didn't? Kind of doesn't feel so good, does it? But it was it made me laugh. But I mean, you know, I wouldn't have come on here if I didn't have thick skin. I mean, you do have to have thick skin to come on here. I mean, you can't, I mean, trust me. I mean, I think for like 6 months, I had every single day, like every day, somebody said something about me. Like every day, there was somebody saying something about me. And that can get to you, you know, when every day you hear something bad about yourself. You know, you got to kind of have some thick skin. You know, it can be hard, but I'm like, you know, these are strangers. I don't know these people. And if I did know them, I don't think I would be friends with them. because they're kind of assholes. But I mean, that was my introduction to YouTube. It wasn't a good one, I'll say that. So like people like Lynn, who've been here like the whole time, and like Jules, they've seen it all. And Colleen, I think the greatest compliment for me, and there are several people like you who drank the Kool-Aid and like were like rah 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 to me, and then turned their chin once they really met me. And that's the greatest compliment. When somebody, because I've always been like black or white, like people either love me or they hate me. There's no in the middle. There's no, oh, that Queen, yeah, oh, I think I've heard of her. It's either like, oh, that one, yeah, she's the biggest bitchy bully we've ever met. Or it's like, oh, that chick, yeah, she's really funny. She like, so it's one or the other. It's like there's nothing in between. It's one or the other. So, when I have someone who, has heard something and just believed it, and then, goes and looks for themselves and then realizes the truth, that's like kind of the best compliment I can get, because, they've decided. And then that's what I always tell people. Thank you. Thank you. Both of you. Thank you to both of you. And I mean, and I think that's why like I came on here, because I remember when I first came on here, I was like, ooh, people are pretty, because I started watching, MGL. So I knew people could be really mean on here. And, so I knew what I was getting into. And I've always been, I mean, believe it or not, I've lived in this body for 51 years. So I know how people treat me. It's like, it's like people would say stuff about me, and it's like, like I've had this body for 50. Like I know, believe it or not, like someone would say something about me, and it's like, I know, like it's like, been in the same body for 51 years. I pretty much know more about it than you do. But yeah. Lynn, you actually have me. Lynn was actually one of the first people that I told when I was doxxed. Because I think I like asked your opinion, like what I should do. Yeah, I think I showed you and a couple other people. And you were, and because I wanted to see the reaction, and that's why you're the one I trust, because of your reaction to what I told you. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm me, like I'm just me. This is who I am. Like, love me or hate me, I'm opinionated, and I will say my opinions, and I like it when other people say their opinions. Even like if you come up to me and you say you are the biggest bitch I've ever met, and I'm gonna list out why, and you talk to me about it, I will respect you for that. But if you go talking behind my back, I don't respect that, because nobody has to like me. You don't have to like me. You don't have to agree with me. Like nobody has to agree with anybody. So like if you don't agree with me and you want to talk about it, that's great. Like that's great. That's perfectly fine. Like there was a comment, I think I was talking about Charles Young, and how, he always says what I hate in what I dislike in you is what I hate in me, or whatever, So like, I can tell based on what people make fun of me for, it's like what they're insecure about. So if someone makes fun of my hair, they make fun of my, so like his whole thing is, if you hate someone because they have a lot of tattoos, you probably have or something, So someone wrote in the comment section, so if I don't like rapists, it's because I secretly want to be a rapist. And I was like, well, no. And we actually had this really good discussion about, you know, like what he meant and da 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 da, and you know, and it made me think about, you know, what I was saying and what, you know. And anyway, the point was, it actually kind of made me change, you know, how I felt and how I thought and the things that I said. And it was, and I was like, thank you, because, you know, like, she didn't say it in like a mean way or a rude way. She just said it in a, like, you know, just respectfully, I don't think I agree with you. And I was like, well, let's talk about it then. And we did. And it was great. And I was like, I wish more people were like that, you know, who could just have a nice conversation and, you know, respectfully disagree. I think it's great. You know, I used to like watching, you know, the news in the old days where, like, you'd have two people and the two newscast, and they would totally not agree, and and then they'd be done and they go out and they get a beer together. Perfect. Perfect. Like, that's how it should be. You know, you don't have to agree. Like, Lynn and I can talk about something and not totally agree, and then, like, I'm not gonna think, I'm not gonna dislike her for it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not like that kind of, you know, like, the only thing that would make me, like, I tell my kids this because there are two things that upset me more than anything else. And one is when someone hurts an animal. And the other is, there's like, oh, this is the problem with having really light hair. Like, I feel like a hair, like, coming down on me. Or a child thinking that they aren't loved. Those are the two things that upset me the most. And God damn it, I forget where I was going with this. But it had to do with the child not thinking that they were loved. God damn it. What was my point? Um, fuck. Fuck. What was my point? Anyway. Oh, I have to do with Archie Bunker. I used to like watching Archie Bunker because he didn't always agree with things. But, like, oh, there it is. I just felt the hair. I have like a little hair, like, sticking right. But, like, he would just tell you his opinion, and then, like, but you'd still be like, be friends. You know, you didn't hate each other because you had, I feel it. I feel like a hair. Like, you didn't hate each other because you had a difference of opinion. You just discussed it. Hey, deal woo poo 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 poo. Oh, good. Your mom's getting better. That's awesome. How is she doing? Her mom fell, and originally she thought she broke her hip, which is not a good thing to do when you're older, but she didn't. She just got hurt, so thankfully she's okay. But anyway, when I come on here, this is just who I am. Like, it's just who I am. You know, so, like, when people say, like, oh, you're fake, no, like, I'm the realest person you're gonna meet. And if you don't like me, that's why. Because I'm the realest person you're going to meet. She's still tired, icing her knee, keeping her comfortable. Yeah. Well, hopefully they gave her some good meds, because they don't give people meds anymore. Hopefully they gave her something good. And make sure they don't give her gabapentin. Gabapentin is the devil drug. I got put on gabapentin once. Oh my God. And I started seeing and hearing people. Like, literally. I would be laying in bed, and my side of the bed was the door. And I would be like, I'd look at my husband and I'd be like, did you just hear people down the hall? And he'd be like, what are you talking about? I'm like, did you just hear people talking down the hall? I'd be like, did you just see them? And he's like, or I'd be like, did you just say something to me? And he'd be like, no. And I'm like, you didn't say anything to me. And he's like, no. But it was gabapentin is the devil drug. And they give it to people now because they don't want to give people pain meds, so they give people gabapentin instead. And gabapentin is way worse, especially if you have heart problems. Seniors, people over 60 should never take gabapentin. That's my soapbox for the day. I think I hear my kids just got home. Nope. See, I love having cameras everywhere. The cutest thing, how mad is this? My dad was adopted. I did the DNA test, and his bio family contacted me. Wow. That is crazy. Did you know? Like, how much did you know before you found that out? And were you glad that they contacted you or not? Oh, they're getting milk at the store. See, I love this. So I have camera. See, so I never met my dad. So I've always said I should write a book. God. Oh no. Well, I love both of you. So I'm going to make a community post for you since I didn't do it. Now I feel bad because I didn't get to do it during the live. I ran out of time. But I'll make a community post for you. Don't worry. I knew his mom's name. That was it. Well, that's cool. See, all I knew about my dad was he was an asshole. And he was crazy. And my mom was raised in a very strict Catholic, family, Italian family. She went to Catholic school, blah, blah, blah. So when she turned 18, she just wanted to get out of Dodge. So she met this guy who whisked her off her feet, and he ended up being pretty much a con artist, basically. So she decided that it would be a great idea to stay in the marriage until she had a baby because she wanted to make somebody who would love her. So I wasn't brought into this world because two people loved each other and wanted to have a baby. I was put here to be so I could love, so someone else could feel love. That's heard something above me. The ancestry match. I saw my grandparents coming over on the boat, because when you come over on the boat, you sign the thingy. So I saw them and their names were different. They had Italian names. But so basically I was put here to, so she could have someone to love her. So I'm responsible for her feeling good about herself. No, no pressure there, right? And my father was just, and he tried to kill me. He kidnapped me twice. The second time he was probably going to human traffic me because I was 2-year-old, cute little blonde-haired, blue-eyed babies go for a lot. And it's funny. I used to have this I thought it was a recurring dream of this spiral staircase, and then at the top of it there was this woman saying leave her alone, just leave. And so I told my mom this story one time as we were driving to college, and she's like, that's where he took you the second time he kidnapped you, and that was his girlfriend. And the reason why, part of how we found you, was my family was not part of the mob, but everybody knew everybody. So somehow she got in. Someone talked to someone, and someone talked to someone, and so they found me, and that was her telling him, leave her alone, and that was the spiral staircase. So it wasn't a dream; it was a recurring nightmare or something like that. Want to send super chat but can't. Oh, I'm not monetized anymore. Yeah, supposedly I can. There was I looked at it today and it said my memberships are paused, but you have to go to Patreon. We're going to go to Patreon now. I'll send you an email with all the stuff, because we're going to go to Patreon now, and everything's going to be a Patreon, and it's way better. Patreon's way better the stuff that you're going to get there. But I don't think I can get super chats or stickers or anything. I think I can like set up a shop and sell things, but anyway, I don't think I'm in YouTube jail. Yeah. Until, because I didn't make videos for 7 months, so my hours went down, and so I have like 2,000 hours to go, and that's a lot of hours. But anyway, but so you spend your money that you were going to give me on your kitty. I want you to get some kitty treats. I want you to get some kitty stuff, and then when I get my monetization back, then you can do that. But for now, I want you to take that money and I want you to spend it on your kitty. But anyway, so my father was this horrible, horrible, horrible person. But anyway, that's how they found me. But funny story. My grandfather, I'll show you a picture of my grandfather. Like, you want to see The Sopranos? I have this other picture that I was gonna grab and bring, but this is my grandma. Is he not a Guido or what? And all my family, my entire family is all Guido. Like dark hair, brown eyes, they're all looking like, go watch The Sopranos, and that's how I grew up. And then there's me. And this is my real hair color. And my eyes are really blue. So where'd I come My mom is like 5'4". My dad supposedly is 5'2", chubby, dark brown hair, brown eyes. I'm like 5'6". Doesn't really add up there, does it? So I used to make this joke that I was like the pool boy. I came from the pool boy. And I said that to her once, like when I was in my 20s. But I'm not from Northern Italy. I'm from Provincia Pertusa Cabobas. It's outside of Rome. And my whole family is dark, like dark. Like I do have olive skin. Like if you go put me in the sun, I will be tan as a mofo in 2 seconds. Like I can, and it's funny. One of my sons is like me and has the olive skin, and he never wears suns. He tans like anything. And my other son is like my husband, who is Irish, mostly Irish. Well, I wouldn't say mostly, but he's like, all those European kind of countries. So he's pinkish. So the other one's like him and burns like in a heartbeat. So it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny because one is very much like one is like you have a massive Simone Stade. Who's Simone? Simone Stade. Oh, yeah, exactly. But it's like one is like he's my artistic side. Like I marched in drum corps, so he's my artistic side. He's like a drummer. And the other one is like my scientific side. Like he's really good at science and math and stuff. So it's funny. It's like they're yin and yang. And put together, they're me. And it's funny. Like yin and yang, they're good. But you put them together, not good. So it's like, yeah. Yin and yang together, no bueno. And I'm yin and yang together. So it's like, see, that's why I'm so crazy. Because I'm yin and yang together. See, I think that was my camera. I want to, when my kids get home, I'm going to go upstairs and say hi real quick. And then I'll come back down. Let's see if they came home. No. Oh, not home yet. I love cameras. The best part of having cameras everywhere, the thing that I like the most is I'll look like at night, I'll look at the history and I'll see different animals that come to the house. Like we have a big fig tree out there. And so when the figs were dropping a few months ago, all these red fox would come to pick up the figs. So I have all these videos of all these little fox. And at first I couldn't tell if it was a coyote or a fox. So one night I saw them down there. And so I went out so I could like see in person, and it was a fox. But I have a video of like a 5-point buck just walking across my yard. And in California, if you you know how much figs go, okay, girl, what are you making for dinner? What are you making me for dinner? I think I would like some. I could go for spaghetti, actually, to be honest. That's weird. What are you making me for dinner? I want to know what I'm getting made for dinner. But do you know that figs go for like 50 cents a fig out here? Like, we used to have restaurants that used to come to our house and pick figs off the fig tree. And then, like, oh, the redheads. See, I had red hair for a while. For a long time, I switched between red hair, because the red hair wig that I have is actually, like, I have it because I had it because I had that color hair for a long time. Actually, when I met my husband, that's the hair color I had. Because when I first met him, it was at a Halloween party, and I was Tomb Raider, Laura Croft. I still don't see them, but I love having cameras all around the house. So I can go to the history. Well, this is the front gate, so I won't see anything over here. So here's the oak trees. So a lot of times I'll see them in the oak trees, but we had a 5-point buck. So anyway, oh, that sounds yummy. Can I have some, please? But yeah, restaurants would come here and they would like pick big bags of nothing happened that night. Of figs, because they would sell them for like 50 cents a fig. I mean, that's expensive. Imagine that, like 50 cents a fig. That's a lot. That's expensive. But figs are good. Fig salad. Oh my god. What I want to do is actually we have. Oh, come on. Nobody's coming at night these nights. I think because the camera comes on at night. Let's see. I wanted to find some animals here to show you. But God, 9 p.m. No one's gonna be at 9 p.m. My kids have I would love to come for dinner, but I think it would take me a little too long. Nope, that's me. So if you've ever heard of Life 360, it's the best thing, and all kids should have it on their phones. And it's funny because I have a friend who, it's actually my crazy ex-house guest's husband, and things aren't going too good in that situation. But anyway, they are getting divorced, whatever, and the son is really like acting out quite a bit. And so we went for Halloween, and they were supposed to go to one place, but they ended up going somewhere completely different. And the husband, who I'm friends with both of them, was like, oh shit, where is he? Blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, I'll just look on my phone and look on Life 360 and see where, because my son was with it. And he's like, does he know you have that on his phone? I was like, well, of course. And he's like, and he doesn't delete it? And I'm like, no, why would he? And he's like, well, he would delete it immediately. And I was like, well, he knows I would never invade his privacy like that. Like, I'm one of those moms who it's like, I would never go in his room and go, unless he gave me a reason, but I don't raise him like that. I'm like, unless he gave me a reason, like, no, I don't search his phone. I don't go in his room. Like, and when I installed it, I was like, just so you know, I don't do that. I don't believe in that. Like, I wouldn't want someone doing that to me. I want to find an animal. I haven't seen any animals. I want to find an animal to show you. I think my family might be home now. I'm gonna go upstairs when they come home. On our way. Front gate. Detected vehicle appear. See, this is how cool this is. So we have so the whole property has cameras, and it's so cool. Like, it totally shows you, a new. So anyway, okay, so I'm gonna go upstairs for just a minute and say hi to everybody, and I'll be back down in like a minute or a few. And maybe, well, let me make sure. And maybe I will be able to have found a good picture. See, here's Life 360. So then you can see exactly where they are. So I can see them driving. Yeah, they just got home. Okay, I'll be right back. Oh, I gotta put my boots on. Oh, no. I'll be right back.
Hello. What are you doing here? Hi.
Hi.
Say hi to everybody. Go ahead, you're something out today.
I'm a YouTube girl. Sam, we should come out here. We should come out the window. Can you come out the window to them? Can I get you to come out the window? Can I bring you out here? I want to try and bring you out here, Sam, so everyone can see you. Because you're so handsome. Does anyone want to try and see Sam? Yeah. You want to come try and say hi, everybody? Okay. We're just going to go in this room here. Okay, hold on. Okay. We're going to go in here. See? Okay. And when you want, you can go right back through the window. Okay? You can go right back through the window there. Look how big he is. Look how big this guy is. This is Sam. Can you believe how big this guy is? Hi. Hi. I know. Can you believe this is Sam? This was a feral kitty that we got to police our garage of mice. And here he is, 20 pounds heavier, refuses to go outside. All he wants is to be loved by me now. Yeah? You want to go back in? Is this too much? Is this too much? You can go through the window when you want to go in. Here, I'll show you. It's too much. It's okay. See, look through here. Look through here. See? Look right. Yeah, look right through here. See? There you go. There. See? And there you are. See? And that's all you have to do. And then you can go in and out. How cool is that? Look, it's so fun. See? There you go, bud. See? Hi. Yeah. You can go both places now. You can go in, you can go out. You can go in that room, you can come in this room. Look how cool that is now, huh? Isn't he beautiful? I'll show you a picture of what he used to look like. He wasn't a very happy cat, I'll tell you that much. Go, buddy. So, apparently, I'm just going to move this soda, Sam. I'm going to spill it everywhere. Put it down here. Apparently, if a male cat does not get neutered when they're young and prior to them doing the nasty, they will show you their red rocket when they get excited. Not sexually, just like happy. So he shows me his red rocket when I pet his belly. The first time I was petting his belly, I was like, did you just show me your red rocket? I was like, you can put that away now, please. Please and thank you. I don't need to see that. He's still standing here. Hi, bud. Hi, bud. Look at you. Look at you. Yeah, I was like patting his belly, and all once I looked down, I was like, oh boy. I was like, I don't need to be seeing that. Because cats, they're weird looking. They're strange looking little things. I remember when he was, yup. Now, he would not do this. He would not do this with anyone. Like, if I tried to adopt him out, no way, Jose. Like, he trusts me, and he kind of trusts my family, but if he went to, so the reason he's in here is, yeah. Here's another little tidbit of info. Cats do not meow like that to talk to other cats. They meow like that to talk to people. So when you hear a cat, like there are certain meows that they'll make to alert other cats of like danger and stuff. But when they vocalize like that, that's them talking to humans. That's how they talk to humans. So right now that's for me. That's not for another cat. And I remember the first time I heard him meow, I was like, holy crap, did you just meow? Like, oh my God, I was so shocked. I was like, I can't believe you just meowed. I was so excited. But I had to talk the shelter into letting me have him because he was so wild. He was wild. Like a bobcat wild. Like they had to, when we brought him home, he wasn't in like a carrier. He was in like, it was this plastic thing that had a plastic see-through thing that lifted up so he'd get out, and it had 3 holes on each side. And so they would put a little gas in there to sedate him every time they had to do something, like change his litter or feed him or whatever, because you couldn't just pick him up and put him in a carrier. You couldn't just put your hand in there and put food in there. He'd kill you. You know, he like, I think he was probably born in the wild and somehow made it like to the country line. And he actually got trapped because he was going into people's houses and beating up their cats and eating like cat food. And so he got trapped. And imagine the fear of that. You suddenly like, you don't know where your family is. You're lost. You're going into these houses and fighting for food, and then you get trapped. And those traps are long, and when you go in, they slam shut, and the cat's, and you wake up, and you're all drugged out, and part of your body's gone. Like, picture that. You wake up woozy, and like your toes are gone, or your boobs are gone, or a butt cheek. I mean, it took his balls. I mean, that would have to, and that was not me farting, that was me kinking my foot. But I'm like, imagine how crazy that was. And you hear all these other sounds, and you're in this cage. So when my husband went to go get him, he couldn't even find him. And he's like, and they're like, oh, he's in the way back of that, like, you know, the cage that he's in, he's way in the way back corner of it. Like, you'll never even see him. And they're like, we're actually not adopting him out. He's too wild. We think he would be dangerous to a family. And so I actually, hi, can you say hi to everybody? So I actually had to talk them into it. And I was like, I owned a shelter for 14 years. I completely understand. You know, he was an unneutered male. He's going to be a lot different now. Like, trust me, I've socialized many ferals. I know what I'm doing. Like, don't worry about it. I'm like, I actually want a cat to be a mouser. I don't care if I ever touch him. I don't care if he ever lets, like, I had one feral who didn't let me touch her for 16 years. She only let me touch her the last year of her life when she needed palliative care. And it was end of lifetime. Huh. Huh, buddy. You just gonna stand there and look around? So this is my wardrobe that I had built because my shoes got too. Hi, bud. My too much shoes. So the ceiling is all metal, and I got that because my grandfather and I. One of my most favorite things when I was a little girl was my grandfather and I sitting under his metal awning. He had a metal awning, and listening to the rain come down and sitting there. So that's all metal. And then, these are all wardrobes. And then behind them, I don't know if this is long enough for me to go that far, but behind them, it's all metal too. So the whole wall behind there is actually metal as well. So, like, you can see that one. Bye, Sam. Are you going away? Bye, Sam. Bye, Sam. You gotta just jump. You can do it, Tubbs. He's so fat. Look how big he is. He's gained at least 20 pounds. He's huge. But anyway, so that we haven't gotten the metal for yet. But you can see I got all those little metal things over there. But I need to get metal to cover that wood up. And we haven't done it yet because you know how much one of these pieces of metal is? $300 for, like, I need like two, maybe three pieces of metal for that little. I had a semi-feral cat before. She was scared of everything. Oh, see that the thing is you know, you always think of feral cats as like aggressive, you know, or just timid, but he was absolutely terrified. So he spent like 2 months in the garage, mainly because of the weather. And then we said, okay, the weather's better. We'll open up the garage door, and now you can, you know, because they need a little bit of time to like get their bearings and know, like, you know, this is where I stay, or else they'll just go walk back to where they came from. Like I had one cat who she went 10 miles, and he wouldn't leave the garage. He would go to like where the garage ends, the cement garage, and then there's metal for the driveway. He would just go to there and stop. He would not go out. He would not leave the garage for a whole month. He would not leave the garage because he was like, if I know if I'm in here, nothing's gonna eat me. Like I think he spent his whole life being like, today am I gonna eat or am I gonna be eaten? I don't know. And then he finally spent another month where he would like go like 2 feet out, but that's it. And then he started actually going places. And then my husband brought in chlorine tabs from the pool and he poisoned himself. So then it was either take him to the vet, like either he's really screwed himself over and he has kidney, he's going to die, he needs to go to the vet, and he's going to die the worst way possible in the vet with all these horrible, never would trust me again if he survived it, like, or hope that he's not too badly damaged and I can like give him IV fluids and I can work with him at home and he'll be pissed at me for getting him in a cage and bringing him inside, but I won't lose all trust. So that's what I did. So now he's in our downstairs bedroom and I sleep down here now with him and but he was a feral that was absolutely terrified. But I mean, but now he's like, he trusts me. But ferals can revert. I had one feral who we had her for a year and she reverted. She got loose and she reverted. She would not come, like, she totally forgot who we were. Would not, I mean, we had to re-trap her. And like we re-trapped her and like we have a video of it. We had like we got it so she would come in the one room where there was food, but there was like a second that you had to slam the door shut and get her in there or else she would run out. So that 1 second, boom, got her. And she literally like ran into the window, ran into the door, like wild, like trying to get out any which way, like literally ran straight into a window, like trying to like get me out, like crazy. And then she went in a corner and hid, and I gave her like about 5 hours, and then I just went in the room and I just sat there in the middle of the room, and then she finally came out and she sat on my lap. But ferals are interesting. But once a feral loves you, they will love you forever, and they will do anything for you. So ferals are interesting there, Colleen, are they not? But isn't he like the picture I have of him from the shelter, it just, he didn't even have a name. He was feral barn cat, and you can tell he's like so skinny, like he's like all skinny and stuff. And now he's huge. He's heavy. He's a heavy cat. I should go weigh myself and then weigh myself holding him, and I bet he's a good 25 pounds. Easy. But anyway, I'm going to slowly get him to come in here so he can hang out in here and then people can see him. But man, ow, he just kind of scratched me, just like holding him. Ow, that hurt. I know, he was so scared. I remember the first time he let me touch him, I was like, holy crap, he actually let me touch him. That was See, that was my smoothie from this morning that I never even finished. And now I got a squirt. And anyone who knows me knows I love squirt. Squirt is like, and this is from Mexico. So this is like real like sugar. Squirt. Oh my god, that's so good. You have no idea. This is made with like real Mexican cane sugar. And if you have never had like a soda from Mexico, you have no idea what you're missing. Oh my god. It is so it's so much better. Like it's like black and white compared to Hecho en Mexico. Cuitzadad squirt soda hecho en Mexico. Oh, and it's so much better. Oh, it's so much better. But that's living in California. So I live in Northern California. So I live in like a tourist town. So most of, so like after COVID, oh my God. Yeah. Mexican Coke is like, it's like a whole different ball game. Like I love going to the little Mexican store. Like they have like the little Mexican candies, which are like the weirdest. You know what we get? We get this on Amazon. You can get like monthly subscriptions of like weird Japanese like snacks, and they're the weirdest thing. There was one, we just got a box. There was one, it had French fries with ketchup. It was like a chip, like a French fry chip with ketchup. Weirdest thing you've ever seen in your, like they have the weirdest things you've ever seen or heard from in your life. And they have Mexican snacks, which are pretty good. But yeah, if you can find just go to any like little Mexican, like if you have them around there. Like, I mean, obviously we have them everywhere. I mean, I think what squirt is. Oh yeah, I always forget your. Squirt is like is it like, would it be like grapefruit? I think it's like I gotta get my glasses. Oh, I thought you were you said you were in the UK. Hold on, I gotta get my glasses. Give me a second here. Wait till you see these glasses, Colleen. Wait till you. Where are they? I didn't bring them inside, did I? Now that I drank that, I have to burp. Like, really, like a big burp. And if I do burp online, I apologize. But my grandfather used to say, it's better to burp and bear the shame than not to burp and bear the pain. And he would say it really fast. Better to burp and bear the shame, not to burp and bear the pain. So when I have to burp, I burp. It's better to burp and bear the shame than not to burp and bear the pain. I can't find my other glasses. Oh, is that them? Oh, there they are. Oh, you have to see these glasses. These glasses are way better. Hold on. Oh, there they are. Hold on. Oh, I just made the heater turn off. Okay, there you go. Hold on. Look at these. Oh my God. I think squirt is grapefruit. But hold on. I will tell you in a second. After I show you the most awesome glasses ever. How awesome. Carbonated water, sugar, citric acid, grapefruit juice concentrate, sodium benzoate, preservative, natural flavors, estragon, modified cornstarch, calcium, disodium, EDTA, to protect flavors. So interesting, all this weird stuff. Like, you think who put all this together? Who was like, yeah, and we'll put a little bit of that EDTA in there, what the heck. That's true, we have a grocery store See, that's what I was thinking. I was like, when I thought you said you were in the UK, and I was like, wait, what? You're in the UK? And then I was like, oh wait, no. They do look like, you know who else they said it looked like? The one lady, the with the hair that went like that. What was that lady's name? They said that so it's basically like grapefruit soda, a grapefruit soda. There's also have you heard of Wink? It's actually Wink, WINK, Wink. And my grandfather had a typical East Coast basement, which had a bar in it. Nope, not Lady Gaga. Who's the so he had this bar in it, and he always had Wink in there, and it was like Wink was just a common mixer. And Wink is also like grapefruit, like a grapefruit type juice. No, the one with I think she had like pinkish hair almost, and it was like I think she was English or British, and she had she had these big glasses. You've never heard of Wink? Wink is like Squirt. Wink is pretty much exactly like Squirt, but I think Wink is East Coast. I think Wink is East Coast because I've never seen Wink out here, but I see Squirt out here. But I think Wink is the same thing. It's like grapefruit soda. But aren't these glasses like? I love my glasses. Aren't they great? I love them. And they're like, they're like readers. They're not like, I bought really nice glasses. I think I spent like $300 on them, and I lost them like 2 days later. So we have, you know how people say like, things don't just disappear. Things don't just disappear. Well, yeah, they do. They do here. Because mommy has a black hole, and things disappear to mommy's black hole all the time. And the kids joke about it. They'll be like, they won't be able to find something. They'll be like, oh God, did that go in mommy's black hole again? Oh, I got a hair up my nose now. I got a hair up my nose from Sam. Oh, I can feel it. I feel it. Right? I feel it. But, now what was I saying? Oh, shoot, what was I saying? Ow, damn it. My glasses were over $500. Yeah, they were like, oh, Fresca's good. Yeah, this isn't diet, but they do make diet Squirt, and it does taste like real, not as good as like the Mexican Squirt, but it does taste like regular Squirt. But yeah, so I went and I got glasses, and they were like $300 some, and I lost them. But in my house, we have mommy's black hole, and things will disappear into mommy's black hole, never to be seen again. Like, honest to God, we had a spatula. We had this one spatula. It's been gone for like 5 years. I mean, and there will be times that like I don't like I'm like a homebody. Like I'm a stay-at-home mom, so there are many days where like, yeah, you're from Pennsylvania, so you say pop. Yeah, I know. My whole family calls it pop. My mom, every time my mom comes here, she's like, where's the pop? I'm like, Mom, it's soda. Now it's pop. Yeah. So my mom has like the Pittsburgh accent, which I got rid of it when I went to Chicago. So I went from Pittsburgh to Chicago, where I went to medical school, and then I went to California. And somewhere along the way, I lost the Pittsburgh accent. But I can always, like, the Pittsburgh accent is very distinct. It's a very distinct, like, you get your water from the spigot, and like there's all these, like, I used to have, I have a little shot glass that has Pittsburghese, and it has all like the different, the different words on it, like, spigot, and all the different weird things you Pittsburgh people say. You have Tiffy glasses, and then I'm not going to be able to remember. One time I put on my channel, I went and I Googled like Pittsburghese, and I put like a little, snippet, and freaking YouTube like took the whole video down. Wouldn't the whole video, not even just that piece of it, the whole. Which is why I'm moving all my member stuff to Patreon. Patreon, so I always thought Patreon was like, you know, really expensive and blah blah, but it's actually same price as anything else, and it's way better, and you get way more. It's gonna be awesome. I'm still gonna do stuff here, but so what I was telling, and Ginny or Colleen, I'll send you a whole an email about it. But you actually can like do Patreon for free. So for anybody who's a member right now, you can go sign up for free, and like be like just like everyone else for free. And then when your membership would have run out, then it will run out, and then you can choose to keep it at Patreon or you cannot. But yeah, there's all these words, and like, what are some other things that Pittsburgh people say? Like, when my grandmother would go to church, she would say, what shall I say? Oh, damn it. The church one. What's the church one that you guys always say? I'll have to find it. I'll have to take a picture of the little, because I got this, and there are books on them. Great glasses, they shoot you. Not sure they would suit me. I have to go for an annual eye test. Well, see, I went for this eye checkup. I hadn't been to like a real eye doctor in years, and I go and like, God damn it. So I go and like, freaking A, don't I lose those things? Good night, Jules. And wouldn't you know it, I lose the damn things. I couldn't believe I lose them. But things go disappearing all the time. It just disappear. And it's like, how? It's not possible. It's not possible that these many things just disappear out of nowhere. But it happens all the time. And that's Mommy's black hole. Would never happen anywhere else. But it happens to me all the time. Mommy's black hole. I don't know how. But it does. Oh my gosh. I just got super tired. I better drink this damn squirt. Gosh dag nabbit. But like KK, that's what I like. You've got your little Pittsburgh accent and everything. Like, and I wish I could go find a video of it, but I'd get dinged. But I mean, you can always tell someone from Pittsburgh because you can just tell. They just talk just a certain way, just a certain little way. Say the St. Anthony's prayers. I'm not religious. Everybody's going to bed. God, I've been on here for 2 hours. Jesus, I've been on here for 2 hours. Oh my God, it's 3:30. All right, I've been on here for 2 hours. I'm going to go too. Jeez Louise, I didn't realize I've been on here that long. Well, I mainly came on because it will help you find all things lost. Okay, then I need to say that damn prayer because I lose things like nobody's business. I mean, like literally, like all the time. Like, it's ridiculous. I lose my phone probably 15 times a day, but I always find, you know, it's funny. So you know those little tiles. You know those little tiles that people get, and you have a tile, and the tile find. So I had to get a tile to find the tile. Yes, here, hold on. So I had to get a tile to find the tile, a tile to find the tile, to find the phone. Because I lost the tile to find the tile. Here, you can come up and then there you go. Or can I just, yeah, there. So then you can just you can, if you want, you can just come up and I won't put your face on. You just can talk in private chat if you want. Okay, so hold on. Now I got to remember how to do this. I haven't done this. Because if I add you to stage, then you're just going to be on the stage. So I got to remember how to do this. So I'm going to, hold on. Wait, okay. Exit solo layout. Okay, so hold on. I'm going to exit solo layout. No, I want to stay solo layout, right? Darn it. I haven't done this in 7 months. So, hold on. Present slides, extra camera, gear, share screen. If I add you to stage, you're going to be on the stage. But then I have to do, okay, so hold on. Exit solo. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do this. Hold on. I know what I'm going to do. Hold on. I know how to do it now. Okay, so wait, hold on. Device. Jenny, your device isn't connected. So if I add you, KK, if I add you to the stage, I know, but are you okay just being up? See, I'll do this here. Hold on.
I'm old. It don't matter.
Okay, there. Are you okay? I didn't know. See, there's a Pittsburgh accent.
What do you mean accent? I have no accent. I think you're losing it. Go get those new hearing aids, okay? You can program them to have the right accent you want.
That is a Pittsburgh accent. Oh my God. Jenny, your thing says devices not connected.
Tell her to allow it in her settings.
Tell her what?
To allow in her settings her camera and her mic.
Okay. Yeah, it says you're authenticated. So, okay, so yeah. So, Jenny, go back, or Colleen, go. See, I'm always going to call you your damn cat.
Go into your settings.
Yeah, go into your settings, and it says they will need to connect their mic cam before you can add them to the stream. So, before you kind of came in here and clicked, like, go on stage, there's an audio, a video, and a settings button. So go into the settings and make sure you have everything connected, because it says you're not connected. So I can't, there's nothing I can do.
Well, if she's on the phone, she has to go to her phone settings.
Yeah.
On the computer, you usually have to accept it through your computer settings first.
There. Oh, there. You should just say click on my face. See, I thought you wanted to just talk in the back and didn't want to come up.
That's fine.
So I couldn't, and I haven't done this in 7 months. I'm in YouTube jail right now. So I don't know.
What do you mean in jail?
Huh?
What do you mean you're YouTube jail?
So if you go under a certain number of watch hours or subscribers, you lose your monetization.
Okay.
So I wasn't on for like 7 months. So I lost my monetization, which I could care less. The only thing I don't like is now all my members are paused. But we're going to Patreon because there's so much more stuff there.
Yes.
And the price is the same. You can set the price to be the same. And instead of YouTube taking half, they take like 3% or 8% or something.
Yeah.
So it's way better. And you can do like podcast. There's so much more you can do on Patreon.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, myself, I'm thinking about getting off of StreamYard. I'm not thrilled about StreamYard anymore. I might go to Zoom. It's a lot nicer to work with, as I've seen for a few times, but I don't know yet. I am changing mine up. I don't even know if I want to be on YouTube much anymore, too. So,
it's so funny. Like I was gone for so long, and the first thing I do, everyone I talk to when I come back, they're like, "Oh, YouTube sucks now. Everyone's mean and blah, blah." I'm like, "Oh, that's great." I'm like, "That's good to know." I come back and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, everyone's mean. This person's now with this person, and it's true." Yeah. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Like maybe I shouldn't have come back. My God. I don't
I missed you. I missed you.
I missed you too. And you know, I really like that video was really like was
Yeah,
supposed to be an
I
homage. Like I
but
was like,
at
I
the time,
wasn't trying
at
to
the
put
time I was
feelings
getting
there.
so much bullying. I was getting it from the Queen community, and I was getting it over here in
Yeah,
the other communities. And it was like I couldn't take it because I was
yeah,
like I couldn't take a joke back then. I did
yeah.
everyone in the chat, but yeah, you know, once you did tell me, and I really got to watch it. Um, you know, getting back feed from other people, how they treat people's, you know, world. I just want to know, am I allowed to drink on your show?
What?
Am I allowed to drink on your show?
Are you over 21?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure I'm allowed to pull up my water.
You well, you especially can pull up your water. I'm drinking squirt. I don't care what you do. You just can't, you know, don't be pulling out
It's a
lines
joke.
of toot or anything. I mean, you know, but
Yeah.
yeah, you can.
It's
But
just
like,
my
but
joke.
yeah, I was like, I didn't mean, you know, like I had all the things in there about like, you know, Johnny Two Toes and stuff, and I was like, you know, because you were the cutest part. Like I just remember like when it was you and I'm gonna burp now. It was you and Vintage, and like you were gonna back when you back someone, you were like you're gonna back them forever. Like and that is a great quality to have. So I was
Yep.
like, well, I'm going to take that quality and I'm going to put it all in Pittsburgh East. But the problem is I couldn't find all my Pittsburgh stuff. And after it, I found all sorts of other stuff.
Yeah.
So I should do another one because I found like, I mean, my mom buys me stuff all the time. So I have all these like buttons and da, 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 da. So I'm like, you know, now that I like after I made that video, like then I found like 10 more things. I was like, oh, I could have worn this stuff and stuff.
I left
But yeah, it was supposed to be all like, you know, I had like going to Permanis and stuff. And I was like, oh, she thought I was trying to be mean. I wasn't trying to be mean.
Like I said,
But I get it. And trust me, I mean, you want to know, I got it every which way but Sunday for like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was like, I mean, like I was here to like the whole reason I came here was to get people to laugh at the silly things that they did and not bully each other. And then suddenly everyone's calling me a bully. I'm like, listen, like if I'm saying it, I'm just saying it because it's true and I'm making it funny, but it's true. Like I have never said anything that's not true.
That's like, did you ever see my pole dance?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't give you the pole dance right now, but I will show you the pole dance.
Okay.
You are like me, want to make people laugh and have a great place to go to.
Yeah.
And that's why I said I'd like to do some skits with you because I know we have that same kind of humor. And that, you know, we can write out some skits or play old skits type things and that.
I just want people to like have fun and laugh at themselves. Like we've kind of lost that ability to like laugh at ourselves and have a good time. Like I don't know. Everyone takes everything so seriously. It's like, just calm down and laugh at yourself. Like life isn't supposed to be that like,
well,
here, I'm going to write down my email address because I don't know if you have it or not, but I'll write it down.
But here's the thing that makes me laugh is all those who are drama channels who love to go and harass other people but cannot take it themselves. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's poor me. No, you said this, you gotta own up that you're getting it back. If you cannot,
well, I think I had a few videos on what did I call it? Hypocrisy. Hypocrisy. People who are hypocrites and what was the other part of it? It was hypocrisy, hypocrites, and I don't know. But I had several videos on like there's a new, you know, there's a new something out, you know, Butthausen syndrome. You know, people who like thought they were the victim when they were really victimized, you know, it's like, and it's true. Everyone's like, oh, everybody's making fun of me. Well, you know, like, Where does it end? You know, it's like, and there's like a limit. It's like one thing to say, "Hey, bud, what's up, sweetie pie?"
I'm gonna close this.
What?
I'm gonna close this.
Oh, okay. You can close it if you want to. Is it loud and annoying for you? Do you want to close the window or you just want to close the door? Okay, you can close that. Hi. That's my little one.
Yeah.
He's so cute.
But like I say, I did one where I reviewed my own channel,
Uh-huh.
and that except because that person was on it, they thought I was attacking it, and they just couldn't understand.
Yeah.
Why would someone want to go and review their own channel? It's a freaking joke.
Yeah. I roasted myself.
Yeah, I've roasted myself.
And I was like, I can't get too close to the light or I'll melt because I'm, plastic. I'm like, I roasted myself to be like, this is supposed to be funny. Like, come on, like, relax a little bit, And it's funny. Like, I've had people who've held up my picture and pointed out all the things wrong with me, but like made up things in their head that I said about them that I never said about them. And like, I'm the asshole.
Or took one word out of a sentence and, that word did not define that whole sentence. People blow my mind in that. But
yeah, you
sorry, I look like this, guys. I've been working.
You look fine, honey. I like that hair color. I used to have that hair color.
Yeah,
I like it.
This was a mistake.
It doesn't look like it.
Red dye in to bleach my hair blonde. I put the red dye in there.
Yeah.
And this is just from the thickness of the red and I kept hearing this, and I'm like, oh no, that's burning my hair. I had this in for like 5 minutes at the most, and that is covering it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I heard
it doesn't look like a mistake.
Huh?
It doesn't look like a mistake. It looks good.
No, that's why I was about to say it worked out just fine.
As long as your hair doesn't turn into like I did it one time where I broke off where it gets like stringy and spaghetti and it like that's bad.
Yeah.
I bleached my hair once and it was like, like go and it's like that's when you screwed yourself.
Over process. And
Mom, you're annoying me. You've been told you're mom now. Which one of us is mom?
I ignore it. Oh, that's okay.
No, she's joking.
Doing a good job then. Okay.
She's joking.
Someone's doing a good job.
She's joking because I say you remind me of my mom.
Yeah, I know.
Because my mom, like, I swear to God, like, it's on the members section, but so my husband is a 49ers fan. So I was sitting down here and I could hear him all the way in the other part of the house. Like it gave me like PTSD, one for the thumb in 81. Like like remembering hearing my mom like screaming bloody murder. I mean, my mom was like a yeller. And she had every inch of her body had something black or gold on, and she'd be screaming and like, oh my God. One for the thumb in 81, I was just like, oh God. I don't
know where it is right now, but I have a towel that is full of pins, of diamond pins and all kinds of pins from the Steelers stuff.
Oh, that's cool. I have a terrible towel somewhere.
Oh, I got quite a few.
I'm sure you do.
Now I'm all into the psychedelics and that.
I can tell. I actually have a friend, Jack, who he's from Pittsburgh, but I met him here, and we just crack each other up because we just say the same things, and we like, there's things that happen in Pittsburgh that don't happen anywhere else in the world.
Yeah.
That you're like, no one else would understand what we're talking about right now.
Because
I'm talking about your son closing the window. Oh. Oh. I thought she was calling you mom. saying
Yeah, that's okay.
he was talking about me. Yeah, I was annoying my son. I annoy my children quite a bit, but isn't that a mother's job? Like
Hey, that's the job.
it is.
I
It's
mean,
my job to go out.
our
Like
parents.
I'll go out dressed up in like weird heels, and they'll be like, "Mom, do you really have to wear those shoes?" They make fun of me because half of those shoes I've never even worn. They're like, "Oh, is there some more shoes that you just bought that you're not going to ever wear?" And I'm like, "Yep,
Yep.
yep."
Yep.
It makes me feel good. Makes me feel good.
Or
I
my
like
purses, or shirts that she doesn't love. Or my shorts that no one likes. Stick it up. That's the way it's supposed to be. Don't you
as
know?
long as you feel good, who cares?
Darn right.
That's why, like, what am I? He said something to me, and I was like, you know what? I have lived more than I'm going to live. I've like passed the hump, So if I like it, I don't care if anyone else does either. Like,
I'm old enough to do what I want to do.
Yeah. Like I don't have as many years left as I've already lived, so I'm gonna just wear whatever I want and just be weird, and I don't care.
No, I'm 62, and my daughter's trying to tell me, and I'm like, no. I says, husband doesn't say anything. That's all that counts.
Oh my God! The other day I said something like, "When you pay the bills in this house," and I was like,
"Oh, that's a mother thing, or father." Yes.
I was like, oh my God, I didn't just, I have a little, where is it? I have a little plaque that it says, I opened my mouth and my mother came out.
Yeah.
And and that was one of those, I was like, oh God, I opened my mouth and my mother came out.
Okay.
Like, she really did.
Like this, an old saying, midlife crisis. Okay. I got my money to run away, but I don't think I could go very far.
My grandfather used to get like those 5-gallon water buckets. And every day he'd come home and put his change in there. And by the end of the year, he'd have enough money for a whole vacation. Like a lot of thousands of dollars. Like if you picture it. I brought you in the world and I can take you out of it. I said that. I've said that. I said it a few months ago, but I was kind of joking when I said it. Like I was like, I brought you in this world, I'll take you out. And they're like, they just looked at me and I was like, yeah, I'm going to shove your head back up there. And they were like, they were so disgusted. But do you know that they start sex ed in 5th grade nowadays?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Well, you got to remember they started it for the periods and that. So that is part of the sex ed. But now the sex ed has gotten to the point where they need a little bit more information for them.
See, I
was mad because the guys got to go outside and play, and I had to hear about, the woman reproduction system. And I'm looking at them. I don't know about that. I don't care. But out there, they're playing football or kickball or whatever. Why can't I be out there?
Well, I was like, if I want to tell it, I'll tell it. But I don't.
Yeah.
Because he came home and he said things, and I was like, if I'm comfortable, I would have been comfortable with it coming from me, but I just didn't like the school saying it because you know what I mean? But I live in California, which is the most liberal weirdo place in the world. So you have no idea what you and me are living in night and day places right now. I swear to God.
Yes.
Because sometimes I'm like we used to go to San Francisco all the time. My kids refuse to go. They don't want to go there anymore because they're scared of it. They're scared to go to San Francisco. One of the most expensive places to live. Because they'll walk past a $3 million house and I have to tell them to be careful not to step on a needle.
Yeah. For years, I've lived here all my life pretty much. Except for a couple times. But pretty much lived here in Pennsylvania. I've always been afraid of Pittsburgh. I really had. I was always, and I was going to college to be a dietitian.
Uh-huh.
You know, can't remember letters from that. But anyways, I was going to be a dietitian. I only had my 3 practices to go and one cooking class to go. And I took some massive migraine to that it took a stroke in my brain, and I could never go back.
Oh,
But
wow.
we had to go all the way to Pittsburgh to for this coordinator. Oh, it's see, every time I go for some words,
It's okay.
you know, like you go and they're having the show of all the products and stuff like that.
Yeah, like I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I
Yeah.
know, like I know what you mean. I can't think of the word either, god damn it. But I know what you mean.
Yeah. So when we got there, I went with her. I said, "Do not walk more than 2 inches away from me." This guy is real tall. I said, "Don't." And he went to move away. And I grabbed him and I said, "Did I say stay there? I meant stay there."
See, I never, but the most I really
Grew up
probably, because
around that area.
I left Pennsylvania when I was 18, and then I went to college, and I went to Penn State, and then I went to Chicago. And the most so I was younger, and the most I really went was I had friends who went to Pitt, and we would go to the O, and we would go to their apartment, we would drink, and then we would go to the O and get fries. So that's about.
My daughter, I was fine to go to Oakland, and that I could go to Oakland, and because I had to take her to Pitt and that, so that was fine. But to go, I went to see Peter Frampton, meet Peter Frampton, and I can't remember the name of the place, but I'm like, where in the heck would this be? You know, how far do I
Oakland's a
need?
scary place. Oakland is way scarier than Pittsburgh.
Not really when you were going dressed to the campus.
Well, that's true.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true. I think it depends where you go, because it's funny. It's like there'll be parts where it's like totally fine, and then you go like 1 block over, and it's like, whoa, where did I just go? Hey, just Dawn. Like one time we were in the city and we were trying to go to Park Avenue, and we went to Park Street, and my kids were like, "Can we go now?" Like they were terrified, and it was just like, But it's a scary world we live in now.
Yeah. And every area has that. It's just, as a visitor, you don't always know it. You just assume wherever you are, that's how the whole thing is.
Yeah.
It's not.
No, it's not. It's scary. You go 1 block over and you're on the wrong side of whatever. But now I've been on for 2.5 hours.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I had fun talking to you. But that 30 minutes just went by like, we just Pittsburgh for half an hour in like 2 seconds. But I'm going to find, so now I need to find a picture of Jenny and put it on. And then I'm going to find my Pittsburgh East little thingy and put it up for you.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to do. But now I've been on for 2.5 hours and it's almost 4 and I got to go see my kids. But I had fun talking to you, and I'm glad you like the videos now.
Oh yeah. Like I said, I really do want to do some skits with you.
Okay. Well, email me.
Yes, I got your email now. Okay.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you for coming and hanging out with us. And I will, if you are a member, check the members area, because there's information on how to go to Patreon, and I will email Colleen and I will put stuff on my community page, and I'm going to go see my kitties now. All right.
Bye,
thank you, everybody. You can spend your time anywhere, and you hung out with 2 crazy Pittsburgh people. So what's wrong with y'all? I don't know.
She's saying I'm not. Just remember that. She's saying.
You're down at like the spigot in the creek. Hey, you're hanging out in the creek.
I am not a spigot. I'm a spacket. No.
All right, you guys. I love you guys. Bye.